We're going to convince the entire world.
Yeah, and like they would really need to have the technology mentioned in mythologies and not ever found literally to communicate along around the globe to phrase the exact same story everywhere. Also, we're gonna divert a bit into Dylan's favorite religion, Satanism.
Yeah, I mean, it gets a lot of flack, okay, for no reason at all other than for its own name. I mean, I can understand like a lot of people being against it after hearing the word Satan when it comes to a religion, but then first thing to instantly clear your doubts, Satanism is not a religion in itself. It is not a religion, it is not a cult, it is not something that you
It's a way of life.
yeah, it's literally a lifestyle. It's now you might ask, like, it's not a lifestyle where you worship demonic people or
Beings.
beings. It's literally the concept of Satan itself. Like, as Mate would bring out the, what do you call it, how important it is, the role of Satan in every mythology, and then I'll come back to Satanism for this.
Yeah. So look, in every mythology, there's the first man and woman. And in every mythology, they do not have intelligence and self-awareness.
Slaves.
And the hunger for knowledge, basically, which makes humans differentiate them from animals. So God created humans, it is said, but there's always a snake-like figure in every mythology that gives them that an article, a food item, or a preaching that diverts them towards all these things like intelligence, self-awareness, the hunger for more knowledge.
Free will, basically.
Basically free will. So Satan was sent down by God as an angel in order to just imbibe intelligence in humans. But apart from that, because he thought that this was the wrong path, he chose to also give them free will. Alright, and that free will basically became the origin of all the sins, so-called sins. Alright, and that led to God make him a fallen angel and rule hell and everything, which is kind of a cool place to rule and not get tortured. You're torturing others in a very fiery place. I would like to be okay.
Yeah, so as Marty's mentioned, like, Satan plays a very important role in every mythology, basically grants everyone free will. Kind of sounds like a very godly thing to do. But so Satanism is basically, the concept behind Satan is that it's worshipping of free will. Now, when you why you might have the question, like, say, if Satanism has this goal in mind, why is it so looked down upon other than the Satan name itself? Well, Satanism is an anti-religion religion, you could say. You could debate on this a little bit, but in its essence it fights religion, because as Satanism shows, like, all of these sins that the so-called God created in the Bible are the fruits of free will. Now, I won't say a best example, but a good reference to these sins being a good thing is within the anime 7 Deadly Sins, where each of these characters technically commit a sin, but it's always been for the greater good.
Yeah, I don't see how you can commit lust for the greater good, but others we can.
I'll just say, if you really want to show you love someone,
And let's not go down there.
I mean, Zeus definitely had that sin.
Yeah, he paid, and more than him, the target of the lust paid all the time.
I mean, there's a goddess within that Greek mythology that represents lust, and she's a goddess.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's not, Satan. What was his name in Greek mythology? I forgot. Lucifer? No.
No.
What was his name, man?
Not that important.
Zeus, Poseidon, and
Hades.
there we go.
Hades is that being in Greek magic.
Yeah, and Aphrodite is, like, she's not even considered an evil goddess.
I would really give a very bad lecture to anyone who considers it evil. Have a look.
That's kind of away from the point, but yeah, I'm just saying
I
that.
don't care.
I'm just saying that lust is not a sin, and all these sins really depend on the perspective you see it from. If you're seeing it that you should just not commit it, then you're already being a little too blind for your own good. Like, you should see why should it not be committed. Greed. If a guy is he's like dying in poverty, I think it's
Good
okay.
to have greed. It would basically cause you to, bring sustenance in your life.
Yeah, I mean, like, the best way to define greed in a positive light would be ambition.
Yeah.
Now, who would say that ambition is a bad thing? Every sin is basically good if used in the right quantity. It is not a sin. All religions have shoved this concept down that the elements that actually define free will are bad for you. And Satanism is that religion that really wants to actually free the human mind from these mind blocks that religion have installed in their Bibles, Qurans, other things. Can't remember or name them, but yeah, other things.
Yeah. So, Satan is not basically a bad being, he's just portrayed wrong.
Always.
Always. There are some books in which he is portrayed right as well, but those are very rare to find and even more rare for people to accept them.
And even more rare for him to be depicting a good side. Like, satanic cults worship Satan for the wrong reasons.
Look, if you ever meet Dylan is not a Satanist, don't come and
I am a Satanist, but I'm not a cultist.
Yeah, he's not a Satan cultist, alright? He's not gonna drink blood. Never done that to me at least.
Yet.
Good.
I'm joking, guys. I'm really out here to present Satanism in a good light.
He has kind of started looking the part with vampire teeth and everything. Yeah, we are deviating. Let's get back to it. So, a very good reference, which is not that obvious. Did you know that even Spider-Man comics have a very good reference to Roman mythology?
How so?
The multiverse, the Spider-Verse.
Oh, okay.
Basically, the web of spiders, the family which ate different spiders.
Yeah, the vampire.
names.
Not even the vampires.
No, the names were not vampires. The names of those people were Deimos, Phobos. Remember?
Yes. Now I remember.
Those are beings from Roman mythology. Alright, those are basically related to Jupiter. These are and actual moons of Jupiter are named Deimos and Phobos. So yeah. Also, Kratos is from Roman mythology. Also a similar being. Right. They go, and Marvel itself is a very, very big indulgence in mythology. It's like one of the biggest because it has literally a whole pantheon considering of all the god cultures, like Greek, Roman, Hindu, everything. And they have power scaled them, they have made them fight each other and everything. They have made them fight together against evil. Alright. They have specific locations, like if you
Omnipotencity.
look, it's a different kind of thing. Like, gods will die, but they will go back to the place they hail from after they die again. So it's like a repeated cycle, like the Eternals. They will never literally die, but they can lose a battle.
Yeah, I mean, like, basically, they showed this. I mean, it's not exactly a spoiler. They showed this in Thor: Love and Thunder. It was in the trailer, guys. It's not a spoiler.
Yeah, it's a very big revelation, which I'm very happy about. Also, in one of the Thor comics, he fought all the gods, and the only god that beat him was Shiva. Like, not Zeus, not anyone, just Shiva was like, no boy, nope.
Stand down! Stand down!
Yeah, and Marvel pays a lot of tribute and respect to Hindu mythology in specific, because I don't know why, but it does. Like, you must have heard about Doctor Strange, obviously. Okay? Eye of Agamotto.
What about the Book of Vishanti?
I was just coming to that.
Oh, okay.
So Agamotto is one of the 3 original sorcerers according to Marvel mythology. Alright, and one of those 3, the most powerful one, was Vishanti, a lady sorcerer who actually initiated magic in the whole Marvel verse. And there's a book of Vishanti also mentioned in the latest Doctor Strange movie. Alright, so also the place, location where the Hindu gods reside is known as Vishanti in the Marvel universe. Right, so that's the thing. And it's just funny, but where all the Greek gods are, it's just called Mount Olympus. They didn't work too much on that.
Yeah, I mean, like, anyone who's read the Percy Jackson books would also like. I'm not exactly a mythology, like a fan or anything. I don't follow any of them. I'm just going off of what I've read from just reading Percy Jackson. So, Mount Olympus, I guess that's as accurate as you can get.
It's completely accurate.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. They didn't change it.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, I mean, like, what do I even say
Yeah. You can ask questions. Yes.
Okay, where do let's say you said Greek Mount Olympus. You said the Hindu ones are in the Vishanti. Roman?
Romans have not been given a proper destination in Marvel, because they do not treat them as that important. Also, Greek and Roman mythologies are basically the same. All the gods are literally the same, just different names.
What about the Japanese gods?
Japanese gods are not mentioned in the Marvel universe.
Oh, okay.
We felt very sad about that.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to see like a Ryu kind of Shinigami style Marvel villain. I'd love to see that, like, like that creepy side.
The name Shinigami is used, but it's for a very weak, lackey villain kind of.
Yeah, it's not a Shinigami then.
Yeah, not a They kind of weakened the Japanese mythology cult in Marvel, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, like, if I was to bring up the like this is for you guys out there as well, like, put it in the comments. What is your favorite religion? Let's start a war in the comment section. I mean, it's part of free will. Go ahead. But yeah, my favorite religion, even though I don't follow it, Satanism is my favorite one so far. But my second favorite would definitely be Buddhism, or something like that, because it just started from a guy who just decided to sit under a tree, and people were like, "Oh my God, you're the Messiah!"
And there's much more to that than that, but okay.
I mean, it started from that, right?
Yeah, it was all about peace, because when Buddha hailed, it was like the whole world was at war with each other. Not a world war, but it was kind of that situation. So
Hitler existed?
They really needed someone who preached peace for a change. Like he had the power, not little power. He had the influence to turn people like Ashoka into pilgrims. And Ashoka was a great king, but in the war kind of scenario, he was a monster. He literally it's a legend that he used to literally make streams of blood flow from villages destroyed it. He heaped all the civilians and thrashed them to death until there's a little stream of blood.
And they say games are the reason people get violent.
Well, I have a very good opinion on that actually. Whatever you read, whatever you play, whatever you are involved into, you cannot blame that stuff for, forging your actions, because it's you who decided to get influenced by it. You should always get involved in everything, but you should never get influenced by anything.
See, and that, my friend, is exactly what Satanism, like I'm bringing it back around, Satanism says. Like, there are, I think, 10 or 7 tenets, I'm not sure, of Satanism. Basically, like, you can read them up online. I'm not going to list them because I don't remember them. I'm a follower, but I'm not one of the best. Yeah. Basically, they sum up, don't be a dick.
There's a very good video also on YouTube that basically interviews some, Satanists, and they say that, dude, we're not harming anyone, we're just saying, please don't be a dick to other people. Mind your own business.
Yeah, I mean, there is one thing that is slightly controversial within the Satanism concept, is that it encourages you to give up the other religion that you are following. At least, if not give up, be more yourself. Like if you are following a religion, that's fine, completely fine, live your life. But as Mate said, like, don't blame your actions on the religion you're following. Like some religion, some fanatics might do, boom boom, let's I'm just saying, just like, if you're going to commit any act, do not blame it on a person or a being that only exists in your mind. Or, like, even if you believe it exists somewhere out there, your body is your own, your mind is your own. You acted on it by yourself. If you feel like you're influenced, you're either psychotic, which is, one way to describe some people who blame it on gods. That is basically one of the core reasons why Satanism exists, is to remove that third party from your beliefs.
Alright, let's address this point here. So, what he is mellow mentioning again and again is basically jihad, right?
Yeah.
And it is going to, I guess, shock you, but jihad does not mean harming anyone at all.
Even yourself.
Alright? Jihad basically meant in service of gods and the followers of God, alright? And a happy service. One of the main quotes of jihad is treat everyone equally.
Exactly. And that is also the core thing for Satanism. It's just that, I think this is from one of those tenets, is that you have to treat yourself respectfully as your own god and treat others with the same respect. Like, you are all your own gods. You deserve that pride and you deserve that respect. You give it to everyone as you would treat yourself. That removes the third party element that completely, boosts your morale, boosts all that. Like, if a guy is depressed, come on, Satanism, man, you don't need any endorphins anymore. You're a god. You are your own wielder of fate. It's awesome.
Yeah. Reminder again, this guy is an atheist, not a proper. I have a lot of, I'm sensing this can get us into. Let's stop talking about Satanism. You have got the point there. You have got it in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, other than that, mythology has a lot to do with astrology. Alright? The planetary systems and everything.
Like the zodiac signs?
That's okay. Astrology is zodiac signs, it has a lot to do with astronomy as well. Okay, my bad. It's confusing. So astronomy is basically reading the stars and everything, right? So all mythologies give a lot of privilege and importance to the planets and the sun and the moon, basically the most visible celestial objects. Alright, and I can talk mostly about Hindu mythology because I am most versed in that. Look, it has sometimes produced some things very beautifully. Like you must have heard of about the Samudra Manthan, right?
No.
Kshir Sagar.
No.
Okay, you have not. Most of the people have. It's okay.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. So basically, they churned the ocean and extracted some very important beings and artifacts from there.
I really thought you were about to say salt.
No.
Okay.
Alright? Yeah. Salt marching chal raha hai.
I'm just saying, I mean, like, maybe the bees were made of salt. I'm just theorizing.
Okay. Don't think of it as regular science. Think of it as
Supernatural science?
no. Think of it as just reference to science stuff. Alright? Kshir Sagar. That literally means white ocean or Milky Way. Alright?
Ah, okay. You said white ocean, I got a little sus.
Yeah. Please. Milky Way. So they basically churned the Milky Way, and from the center emerged a lot of artifacts and important beings, and those beings represented important human aspects like knowledge, like money as in wealth, like immortality juice, alright, Amrit, okay,
Okay.
and poison.
The exact opposite of.
The exact opposite. You can call it existence of life and dark matter. Alright?
Okay, there are a lot of elements that we've dealt with, and then you just kind of glossed over dark matter.
Yeah, it's like it was basically whatever it will have a contact with will eliminate itself.
Okay. So, like, a lot of people, including me, I believe, I'm not sure, but would believe that wealth is more of a man-made element.
As I said, humanly elements.
Dark matter is not exactly a human.
Some humanly elements,
Okay.
some spatial elements.
Okay.
Like it basically, stamped that we exist, and this thing has happened due to a reason. If you see the shape of the Milky Way, it's like a spiral, right? And they gave the reason that we churned it. That's why it's a spiral. They literally mentioned that. And in the center, there is a power core, which is basically
Mitochondria.
nebula.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going macro, you're going micro. Huge difference. Literally, the hugest there can be.
Yeah.
And basically in all the mythologies, these stars and these planets are very important, because if you see every major god, like Zeus is given Jupiter, and Hades, Pluto,
Uranus?
no.
Oh.
So things like that, or like Poseidon is Neptune, right? And in Hindu mythology, it's basically Guru, Shukra, and Shani, and everything, right? From Surya to Chandra, those are two majorly most important, obviously. Also, weirdly, in Hindu mythology, Neptune and Uranus are not mentioned.
I'm guessing for reasons,
did not observe
childish
them,
reasons.
Huh?
I was thinking because they have, like, one is literally a much smaller planet, therefore ego might come into play, and one is literally too funny to mention.
Yeah. Alright. But in Hindu mythology, both the ruler of hell, and the god of death are, which is basically Yama and Shani. Both are sons of Surya
So they're both technically related
from
to.
different vibes. Yes,
So,
obviously.
so they're both technically related to the sun.
Yeah.
Huh.
Huh. And basically, it's a very nice story. It's like he had an original wife that gave birth to one child, but then proper imitation of that wife, Chaya Devi, which is basically shadow, that means shadow, took her place and bore two more children. One of them was Shani. So, and he faced a lot of stepmom problems. Like,
She got stuck?
no,
Oh, okay.
my,
What? I was just asking.
he did not have a good childhood.
She got stuck. Okay.
Yeah, she's not a good mom, basically.
She got stuck.
Stop.
I mean, every sentence just made sense with she got stuck.
No.
Yes, it did though.
And anyways, so Mars is always somehow the god of war, right? Or related to the god of war. Like in Greek, it's related to Ares, the god of war, right? And in Hindu mythology, it's not. Its origin is different. Like Lohitang was a being that turned into Mars. Lohitang basically means a being with a red body. Loha, iron, rusted iron. Lohitang,
Okay.
right? But it is related to the god Kartikeyan, which is basically the Hindu god of war and the eldest son of Lord Shiva.
Of course.
Yeah, it makes sense. The eldest son of the destroyer god is the god of war. Also, he does not have a good relationship with his parents.
Surprising! I am so shocked.
Now, Ganesha has very good relationship with his
Of course, I mean, he literally buttered them up to like
मेरे माता
after
पिता
decap.
ही मेरा संसार. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure the guy, after getting decapitated by his father, thought, it's best to stay in his good books.
Yeah. That is kind of, bruh, you can't stop me from meeting my wife. Shiva, the trident, is very important, and it has a story. Basically, there is a architect god known as Vishwakarma. Alright, he is the creator of things. Alright, not the creator of beings, creator of objects. Materials. Okay. So Vishnu ji's main weapon, the what do you call it? Chakra.
Yeah, that's
Sudarshan Chakra.
spinning disc.
Sudarshan Chakra. Chakra
Spiky
is,
disc.
Yeah. And Lord Shiva's main weapon, the trident, Trishul, were both forged together from the core of the Milky Way, from the nebula itself. And it was made of complete stardust and everything. Okay, baby stardust. So that's why it's so powerful. And Lord Shiva has used his Trishul very, very,
Conservatively?
yeah, very conservatively.